Hello and welcome to the preview show. I'm Erin Robinson. This is the first show of the GUTV season and we couldn't be more excited to be back here in the studio. Tonight we'll get a sneak peek about what's coming up for GUTV this season, and we'll also sit down with our professor and program director Dan Garrity to learn about a new approach that GUTV will be taking. But first, one of the most unique parts about the GUTV experience is the feeling of connection that broadcasting students create over their time in the program. GUTV functions as a family because with new students and classes cycling through each semester, it has to. It's important for GUTV students to get to know each other because we work together in such close capacity. But we want you to get to know us as well. Say hello to GUTV's Fall 2015 crew.
Hi, my name's Scott Weller. I'm a broadcast major and a religious studies minor. I'm from Paso Robles, California, and I'm a transfer student, so I'm new to GUTV, but I did have one connection before coming here. Through a mutual friend I met.
Me, I'm Sela. This is my last semester here at Gonzaga. I'm a broadcast major with a business minor, and I'm from Spokane. I'm all about live music production, which is an interest I share with...
Me, Caroline. Fun fact, I used to sing in a band with a couple of my friends. I'm a senior broadcasting major and criminal justice minor from Bothell, Washington, and in my spare time, I like to do theater. I also dabble a little bit in comedy, and one time I was in a show here on campus called the Boone Street Hooligans, which is how I met...
Me, Joshua Shield, a history and broadcasting major from Walla Walla, Washington. When I'm not busy doing comedy, I'm busy taking pictures, something I have in common with...
Me, Claudia. I work as a studio assistant at my friend's photography business. I'm a senior broadcasting major and philosophy minor. I live in Spokane now, but originally I'm from the Bay Area, just like...
Me, Yalda. I'm from Oakland, California. I'm a senior broadcasting major, PR minor. My favorite Gonzaga experience so far has been studying abroad in Florence, Italy. I ate tons of pizza, traveled all over Europe, and the pensione I lived in was 85 Cavour, which is where...
I, Lauren, lived the summer before when I studied in Florence. I'm a senior broadcasting and journalism double major from Pasadena, California. And although I'm not typically an outdoors person, I did go on Montana Goob, which is where I met...
Me, Taylor. Unlike Lauren, I spend a lot of my time outdoors. I'm a senior journalism and broadcast double major from Yarmouth, Maine. My last summer in Maine, I worked the overnight shift at a radio station, like...
Me, Erin. Although I didn't work the night shift. I'm majoring in broadcasting and I have minors in journalism and music, and I am from Seattle, Washington. I interned at the Inlander this summer, and I'm also a staff writer at the Gonzaga Bulletin, where I work with...
Me, Doug. I'm a sports writer. I'm also a senior broadcasting major and English minor. I like ultimate frisbee, skiing, and playing intramural sports. In fact, one time I played in a soccer game against...
Me, Nick. And if I remember correctly, I won that game. I'm a senior broadcasting major and journalism minor from Tacoma, Washington. And I love movies. I'd really like to pursue a career in filmmaking one day, just like...
Me, Zach. I would love to make documentaries someday. I'm a senior broadcast major from Spokane, Washington. And that is our class. We're excited to bring you the new season of GUTV, so stay tuned.
It's been great getting to know my fellow class members, and I can't wait to continue our work together. Lauren Banis, one of the people you just saw in that video, is in the tweet suite, and she has a question for you GUTV alumni watching us tonight. Lauren?
Thank you so much, Erin. Here at GUTV, we really do function as a family. We wouldn't be able to do all that we do without our alumni. That being said, we decided to send out a Twitter request to see what advice our alums wanted to share with us. Here's what we got. Vince Allen, a recent alum who's currently working at Fox 40 in Sacramento as a production assistant, said, "Don't take the little jobs for granted. Your effort makes a difference in any role, no matter how insignificant it may seem." Thanks for that, Vince. Next, we have a tweet from Brenna Green, an alum who's working as a reporter in Great Falls, Montana. Brenna said, "Always have your eyes and ears open for a story. I'm doing a story tomorrow that I got from a simple tweet." That's really good, applicable, especially since we're reading through all of our Twitter feed right now. Taylor Vito, an alum who's working at CREM right here in Spokane as a reporter, said, "Become an expert in everything. I never did sports or weather at GUTV, but I had to at my first job." We try and make sure that we're really well-rounded here, so hopefully we'll all go out with a lot of experience. And finally, Dan Dickow, an alum who played basketball during his time at Gonzaga and is currently working as a TV analyst and radio show host right here in Spokane, said, "Explore every broadcast opportunity as a chance to grow your broadcast resume." Thanks for that, Dan, and thank you to everyone who tweeted in. If you have any advice that you want to share with us, use the hashtag alumni advice and Twitter handle @GUTVZags, and your tweet could show up in the next part of the show. Aaron, I know that you had a few internships right here in Spokane over the summer, and I asked you to think of what advice you had to share. What'd you come up with?
Well, Lauren, one of my mentors told me to always say yes and never hesitate to ask questions along the way. That's where you learn, and always take every opportunity as it comes your way. All right, well, during this season of GUTV, we will be bringing you 8 different shows. This year, we're trying some new storytelling tactics, which we'll talk about a little later during my interview with Program Director Dan Garrity. But first, here's a little preview of each show. Next Wednesday, New Zags on the Block will highlight what is new on campus. We'll get to meet some of our awesome new freshmen, including a set of twins with a unique story. On October 10th, our Fall Family Weekend Special features a different demographic than usual, our parents. This show gives us a chance to show what we do best and give a little sneak peek into the broadcast business. October 14th is the Hemmingson Special. We'll meet our new folks on campus and we'll find out where everything has moved. We'll also explore the big picture impact that this building will have. In light of recent events on our campus and other college campuses nationwide, we will produce a sexual assault special on October 28th. We hope to feature an interview with campus security and explore possible assault prevention techniques. For a lot of college students, mental health issues are an extra burden to carry during the school year. During our show on November 11th, we'll explore the stigma associated with mental health and learn about resources on campus for students who are struggling. The next show is a surprise. Tune in on November 23rd to find out what this show is all about. Our final show will be entirely pre-produced. We'll have more details as the season progresses. It takes a lot of time and effort to make TV, and after the break, we'll introduce you to a new member of our team whose work behind the scenes makes our jobs possible and our lives a whole lot easier. Our new Chief Engineer, Josh Boshi. You're watching GUTV.
For those days we felt like a mistake. Those times when love's what you hate, somehow we keep marching on.
Hey, I'm Taylor Crodeville. I'm a senior this year and I'm this year's GSBA president. I'm a biology major on pre-med track with a minor in Spanish, and I'm excited for the year. We have kind of a broad range of what we're looking at, everything from security, like making people feel like they're safe on and off campus, and also relations with Logan neighborhood, between Logan neighborhood and Gonzaga students. I think a lot of times there's this duality between Gonzaga students and Logan neighborhood, where in all reality we're all living in the same space, we're all community. And lastly, just being able to live through this Hemmingson Center, because President McCall has said it 1,000 times, talking about how this is the students' building. Like, we need to be able to make this our own. And if it isn't already apparent, I think we're already on the way there. So I think those are probably my 4 big goals for the year.
Anybody excited for the test?
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Oh, shoot, I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna start studying right now. Thanks for reminding me.
Good morning, beautiful.
Hey, I like your smile. Great job. Keep up the good work.
Hey, your shirt looks really good on you.
And this here is the kindest girl on Gonzaga's campus.
You're the best. I love GU.
Last year, we lost a very important member of our GUTV family, our Chief Engineer, Phil Taylor. While there's no one quite like Phil, we were lucky enough to find Josh Boshi, who brings a new perspective to GUTV. Born and bred in Spokane, new engineer Josh Boshi is glad to be back in his hometown helping GUTV. After attending Lewis and Clark High School, he received a degree in broadcast engineering from Bates Technical College in Tacoma. Afterwards, he began working with Mira Mobile, a little broadcast company based out of Portland, Oregon. With Mira Mobile, he traveled all over the country covering a variety of events. Although he specialized mainly in baseball and Bay Area teams, he covered a wide variety of events, including a rock, paper, scissors championship in Las Vegas. His adventures are behind him, and he's happy now to have a stable job that allows him to go home to his wife Jessica every night. More than anything, he loves to help students succeed and is excited for this year of GUTV. The GUTV we know has only been around since 2001, but in that time we have undergone a lot of changes. Members of the first class of GUTV would be astounded by the changes that have occurred. Current students Taylor Horney and Yalda Raffi tell us what is new on the GUTV block.
From being on 4th floor College Hall and recording with tape, to motion graphics and HD cameras, GUTV has grown with the changes of the broadcast program and building.
Semester's well underway. Good evening. I'm Sebastian Robertson.
And I'm Devin Dolan.
Welcome to this semester's final edition of Sit Down on GUTV. Television for students by students.
Good evening and welcome to the last edition of Gonzaga This Week for the 2006 school year. I'm Christy Musser.
And I'm Kyle Stinson.
A staple of our GUTV program is our generous alumni, who have donated many of the changes that this hallway now houses. Most recently, this GUTV pop-up banner was given to the program. Pop-up banners are used for mobile performances to give students a better understanding of live shots. Another addition is the map where we display alumni and their respective jobs all over the country. 2014 graduate Brenna Green now works in Great Falls, Montana as a sports reporter and anchor. '08 graduate Ian Cole moved to California to work at NBC Bay Area as a multimedia journalist. And another 2008 graduate, Eric Carlton, is based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and works as a special projects journalist. We love getting updates from our alumni who work all over the country doing various multimedia jobs. From anchoring to post-production to documentary making, our GUTV alumni are making us proud. Keep up the great work. Smaller upgrades include a brand new couch and cabinet across from the motion graphics editing suite donated by the Opila family. The suite is used for social media during shows and also editing footage. 2008 graduate Andrew Opila, who works at Corner Booth Media in Spokane as a post-production editor, often gives back by hosting motion graphics seminars to our GUTV students. Over the years, the changes production control has seen are the various upgrades in new technology. It's still home to our directors, producer, graphics, and audio board, along with a few new decorations. Thank you so much to our GUTV alumni for helping to make this program what it is today.
I heard that a couple years ago, GUTV students would have to carry around equipment in igloo coolers. Luckily, since then, we've actually upgraded to backpacks. Again, we would like to thank all of our alumni for all that they do for us. GUTV just wouldn't be the same without you. Coming up, after the break, we'll check back in with our social media correspondent, Lauren Banis, and I'll also be sitting down with Program Director Dan Garrity. You're watching the preview show on GUTV.
Human is special and important because it creates this community of acceptance and love that's based on faith, whether that's you're struggling in faith or you're excited about it. We just have a space for you to come and share and be in community with other people. Students should go on the retreats to get away from the busyness of life and schoolwork, to rest and be filled up. We have weekly things that students can be a part of that also help out with that, with being filled up, with getting away from just, the busyness of life. But retreats like force you to be in that. And it's an incredible way of meeting friends that you've never met on campus, or branching out and hearing from other people's perspectives. We love people, and we have tea and cookies sometimes, and we're really nice. So come and say hey.
Welcome back to the preview show. Once again, I'm Lauren Banis here in the Tweet Suite. We've gotten a lot more great tweets from all of our alums, so let's take a look. First, we have a tweet from Savvy Varyu, a graduate from last year who's currently working as a producer at Creme right here in Spokane. Savvy said, at GUTV Zags, always ask for help. Everyone wants you to succeed and learn. Really great advice, Savvy. Hopefully we'll all be really good at asking questions this semester here on GUTV. Next, we have a tweet from Dan Seibert, an alum working as an editor and YouTuber in LA. Dan said, never stop learning your craft. Always improve and you'll find success. At least that's what my fortune cookie said. Now I'm really hungry. Next, we have a tweet from Stephen Carr, an alum working as a freelance sports producer in Spokane. Stephen said, don't be one-dimensional and never say no to an opportunity. There's always room for growth. Really good advice. Thanks for tweeting in, Stephen. And finally, we have a very special tweet from Gonzaga University President Thane McCullough. Thane said, hey, at GUTV Zags, my advice is this. Don't be held too rigidly to others' rules and expectations. Create your own path. Invent your own future. Thank you so much for tweeting in, President McCullough. Thank you also to all of our alum who tweeted in. We couldn't do it without you, and thank you for the continued support that you provide our program with. That's all from me in the Tweet Suite. Next week, we'll have Yalda Raffi in here. Keep your eye open for a hashtag from her. Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm joined today by our program director and our dear professor, Dan Garrity. Dan, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Well, I was in the neighborhood, just over there, grading you so far, but it's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, I know it's new year, new season, all new people in GUTV.
I love this time of year, and I say it every single semester. Oh my God, I can't wait for this semester. I can't wait for this season of shows. And here we are again, and I'm saying the exact same thing, but I mean it every single time. I'm really excited about all the things that you guys are going to come up with.
Good. Well, we've seen a lot of changes here in the broadcasting department, and I know that you've brought some kind of new changes into how we're going to approach shows this year. Something about nanocasting, you told me.
So last semester we were honored to have a visit from Ido Aharoni, who is the general consul for Israel. And his job for his country is nation branding. It's his job to make sure that when people think of Israel, well, I mean, his specific job was to make sure that people don't. What do you think of first when you think of Israel?
Oh man, I think.
So maybe the Israeli conflict with the Palestinians living right across the border, right? So that's a huge thing for him to have to fight against. So his job was to make sure that when people do think of Israel, they're thinking of all the other wonderful things about the country. He told us the story of how he wanted to plug the nation's burgeoning wine industry. And the technique that he used to make sure that happened was called nanocasting. in my day back in school, I majored in broadcasting, kind of like you are. Well, it's a misnomer in this day and age because we have the technological advances necessary to nanocast. So rather than crafting one message and spreading it out to millions and hoping something sticks, well, we'll let the networks do that. Yeah. What we and others can do is micro-focus our message to just the population that really ought to be moved by it. So we're starting slowly, and in a couple of weeks when we do the first Gonzaga This Week iteration, we will nanocast to the incoming freshman class, which is the biggest that we've ever had. The thought was, number one, I think we can be a little bit more effective targeting an audience like that. And number two, if we can somehow inspire these freshmen to come back and watch GUTV and see what their fellow students are producing, we've got them for the entire length of their 4-year career. We might do that, if it works, we might do that every year and create a show for and about the people who are brand new to this wonderful world of Gonzaga. That's the thought for nanocasting.
So what techniques will you do to kind of bring about nanocasting?
Good question. You basically, what Ido Aharoni did with the wine industry was he found the people that he thought would say yes to an invitation to come and go to a wine festival that they were having in Israel. And he had about a $10,000 budget, which is nothing when you think of it on the scale that he was looking at. He sent an email out to some wine enthusiast magazine, some enophile groups and things like that, and basically just said, if you would like to know more about a festival that we're having, would you please respond to this? The people who responded to that then became his active social network. And the response was, I think it was greater than 75% of the people who heard that actually responded to that. So that's what we're thinking about doing with the freshman class, is letting them know that this exists. Way back in the day when we were still pulling cameras around in ice chests on the 4th floor of the admin building before it was College Hall, I was okay with people not breaking furniture to watch our television shows. They were frankly, we were young and just getting our legs underneath us, and they weren't all that watchable. These days, the students are coming up with really, really high quality programs, and I'm proud to stand up on a table and say, hey, you should watch us. So that's what we're going to ask of the freshman class. If you want to see a news program, entertainment programs, talk shows designed by students, presented by students for students, please come back and watch us. So that's what we're going to try.
Great. Who do you have kind of on the docket to come in and talk to GUTV, and who are you going to feature on the shows this year?
Well, you mentioned some of the wonderful shows that are coming up. For instance, I'm excited about the mental health special, something that I personally, as an advisor to students and somebody who really, really cares about our students, I'm amazed at the need. So many students are, crying out and in a little bit of distress. So this program is meant to alert them to all the wonderful support systems available. In order to do that, we need to tap into the expertise that this university already has. So the other new thing that we're going to do, and you've experienced this once in the class already, is to bring experts into our noon class from 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock. Our habit will be to feed them, and we'll have a nice conversation so that you can learn from the expert. And once you, the class, have heard from Professor Jennifer Miller, who's the psychiatric specialist in our nursing program, we'll have 50 minutes with her. She'll be joined by a counselor from our counseling center. And based on that conversation, it'll be up to the class to decide what kinds of packages to create, what kinds of lower thirds we need, what kinds of support information, who should our live interviews be. So the experts who come in will change based on what we're expecting for that television show.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to those.
Good.
So one other new thing that you've kind of brought to GUTV this season is actually more shows done by the intermediate class and less by the advanced class. Why that? Why
You
do
know,
that?
at the end of the semester, when you guys actually do your critiques, we listen. We actually do. And every single semester, I come up with an idea from the class that I want to incorporate into the next semester's curriculum to make it, you know, a lot more effective. And so last semester, the 303 kids said that they just didn't have enough live experience by the time they got to the one live show that they did, which is the answer show after the Ask Professor Dan show. So I said, well, that's on me, but I can fix that. So now we're just going to have a series of sit-downs, very, very low pre-production, just, you know, good conversation out here. But the important thing is everybody in the 303 class will get 3 repetitions before their actual final graded show.
That's great. One show that I know is coming up is Zagapalooza.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Zagapalooza is the all-year alumni reunion here, and this year, for the first time, it's going to be in the Hemmingson Center. So the alumni office asked if, you know, I had a couple of kids to help out. I'm like, you better bet I have a couple of kids. So number one, I asked Aaron Robinson, you know, you're going to help out with that. So we will be up on the 3rd floor of Hemmingson, and there'll be not a red carpet, because that's not our color, a blue carpet. And so Aaron will be conducting celebrity interviews there. Caroline Rourke, the EP of this show, the executive producer of this show, is going to be conducting some celebrity interviews as well. Nick Joyce, who's directing right now, and Zach Bagden, who's producing, are going to you know, be there with some camera help. Doug Taylor, with a great voice. I can't wait for you to meet Doug Taylor. He'll be making the announcements and things like that. And I just love it for a couple of reasons. You know, I love our alumni. And so this is a way to show them how special they are and how we still revere them. But in addition to that, you know, I'm also a marketer as well. And I love for people to know about GUTV. So they're going to see wonderful examples of what this major is capable of because of how you will perform. So thank you for, and you get a shirt out of it. So.
Yeah, well, that weekend's going to be a lot of fun. I know that you stress a lot about having really good connections with our alumni, especially here at GUTV. Why is that so important to you?
Number one, because I love you guys. I just really, I mean, you know, you spend 4 years in a high stress live television, and I'm always barking at you, and you bond with that. So I care about all the students who have come through. Another great reason for that is because of you, current students. So it's one of the differentiating factors of a GUTV education as opposed to majoring in broadcasting anywhere else, that we stay so fresh and so current because we have to, because I'm constantly in conversation with our alumni. Based on the conversations I do have with the alumni, they'll tell me a subtle change, a subtle sea change in the professional world, and I'll bring that right back into the curriculum. So that's another great reason.
Great. So what does it mean to be a part of the GUTV family?
What does it mean to be a part of the G? I think it's just a real exciting way to truly live our mission. Ignatius founded the Jesuits, right? Before he left the order, he made sure that all the guys had access to the printing press, which had just come out. If Ignatius were around today, I think he'd say, what's your Twitter handle? And what's your Facebook presence? What does your page look like? How are you creatively and effectively getting the message out there? So to be part of the GUTV family, I think, is to be part of a long line in the Jesuit tradition of, I'm not even kidding about this, making the universe just a little bit better based on our specific gifts.
All right, Dan, well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to this season. Thank you again just so much for being here with us. All right, we'll come back again next Wednesday at 5 p.m. for an episode of GU This Week with a fresh focus on the class of 2019. All right, thank you for watching. I'm Erin Robinson. Good night.
Yours to have if I just had it with me, but I don't, because I seem to have left it with someone else. I wish that I could say what you deserve to hear, but I can't, because I've already given my words away. Cast away from me, cast away.